The weather's getting a bit nicer in London, so I thought we'd go for a bit of a summer banger. Uman, KOKOROKO, let's go. Yes, my dudes, I'm Alex, and thanks for checking out another beat breakdown. Today, we're going to be focused on KOKOROKO, Uman. Now, I think that's how you pronounce the title. If I've just totally butchered it, feel free to let me know in the comments below, but that's how they pronounce it when they sing it in the tune. So this one is definitely a bit of a summer tune, loads of nice movement in the hi-hat, loads of fast little 16th notes. It's a wicked tune, man. So got Hick on drums. He's also played for people such as Nabaya Garcia, Shabaka Hutchkins, and of course KOKOROKO. So let's check it out. Vibes, mate, vibes. So the track is 123 BPM, it's in 4/4 time, and what I've done is I've just notated a 24 bar section. So I find it a bit easier just to think of 8 bars times 3, but however you think of it, it's 24 bars that we've got to work with. So this part of the track starts around the 2-minute mark, and for the most part it's based around a similar kind of groove, but we've got some wicked fills in there to break down too. So let's jump straight into it. So the first thing we want to do is just get down the hi-hat part. So we've just got these groups of 3 with our right hand, so we're just playing 3 16th notes. 1 E and, 2 E and, 3 E and, 4 E and we're just going to open the hi-hat on the ands. So before we learn the groove, let's just check out how that sounds. Nice. The next step, we're going to add our snare drum in on beat 4 of the bar, and that's our hands taken care of for now. So let's give it a go. The groove does seem to get a lot trickier when we add in our bass drums. So this beat is a 2-bar phrase, and in the first bar, we've got bass drums on beat 1, the of beat 1, and the and of beat 2. So you get 1 E and 2 E and . In the second bar, we've got bass drums on the E of beat 1 and the of beat 1. So that would be counted 1 E and 2 E and . Now, I've watched a few videos of this track live, and something that I've noticed is Hick will sometimes play these ghost notes with his left hand on the 16th note offbeat. So those would be your E's and your and they sit really nicely in that groove, and I personally really like the sound of it, and I really like how it changes the feel slightly. So let's check that out. You don't have to put these in there, but it's a nice little touch. I don't know about you, but I thought that sounded pretty sick. So I've gone and broken down my favourite part of the track, which has a slightly different bass drum variation than the rest of the song. So the difference is that in the rest of the song, there's also a bass drum played on the and of 2 in the second bar of our phrase. So I thought I'd teach you that as well, just in case you want to go and learn the whole song. But see what you like the sound of, see if you can make it your own. Smashed it, mate. We got our groove down, so now let's crack on with some fills. Now, to play these fills, you will need to know how to play a drag. A drag is just an accent with a double stroke played before it. So if you play the accent with your right hand, you want to play those doubles with your left. If you play the accent with your left hand, you want to play those doubles with your right. As with all rudiments, I would definitely recommend playing them hand to hand to make sure that you strengthen up both hands equally. But these fills really are drag city, mate, so get those down first and then let's crack on with it. The first fill that we're going to play is in bar 8, and the fill starts halfway through the bar. So it starts on the downbeat of 3 and the rhythm's really nice and simple. So you're just going to play an 8th note and 2 16th notes, so you get 3 and a 4 and a. Then we're going to just chuck our drag to the start of that, so that's going to be 3 and a 4 and a. So for all of these fills, what I'll do is I'll just play the rhythm, then I'll stick a drag on the front, and then I'll play it in context. Fills 2 and 3 are the same, and those are going to come in on bars 13 and bars 15. So slightly different than the last one, these fills are going to start on beat 1 of the bar and lead back into the groove. So essentially all you're going to play is 2 16th notes. The sticking is right left, so that would be counted 1E. But then we're going to play our drag at the start of that, so it gives it a completely different feel. Fill 4, we're going to play in bar 16. And again, we're just going to start halfway through the bar on the downbeat of 3. So I would count this fill 3E, a 4 and a. With our drag on the front, you get... We're going to play it all on the snare drum, except for the and of beat 4, where we'll move our right hand up to the high tom. If you can play that, then fill 5 will be a breeze, man. So it's the exact same as the fill you just played. The only difference is we're going to replace the right hand on the high tom with a bass drum. We're going to play this in bar 20, so let's give that a go. Fill 6 is a whole bar long and a little bit trickier. So we're just going to break it down into 2 separate halves. So the first half, you're going to play 4 16th notes and 2/8 notes. The orchestration for that is snare, snare, hat, kick, open hi-hat, kick. We're going to play a drag on the very first note, so that gives us 1 E and a 2 and. And in the second half, we've got the rhythm 3 E, a 4 and. You're going to play 2 notes on the snare drum, and then 2 notes on the high tom, 1 note on the floor tom. We're also going to add a drag to that first snare drum, so we get this rhythm 3 E, a 4 and. Now, on beat 1 of the next bar, you're just going to play a flam on the snare drum to finish off the whole phrase. Now, there's no denying that the fills in this track are wicked, but don't just play these fills. I would fully recommend taking some of the concepts and seeing if you can come up with some of your own ideas and see if you can start to incorporate some of those ideas into your playing. So with that in mind, I'm just going to play you a short improvisation where I'll see if I can pick out some of my own ideas using these drags. Nice work, my dudes. All we got to do now is piece together this whole 24 bar section, and it is not easy, man. So if you do go and learn this track, definitely tag me up on Instagram. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the video, and I hope to see you in the next beat breakdown. But for now, let's see if we can play some KOKOROKO.